Students, I'll repeat the formulae of some differentiation, that is d by dx of tan x. Might be there was a bit of slight mistake was there. Differentiation of tan x is secant square x. Differentiation of sec x is, look here, it is sec x into tan x. Differentiation of cot x is equal to minus cosec square x. Differentiation of cosec x is equal to, obviously, minus cosec x into cot x. That's it. What do you do, it's not necessary for you to study how the derivation has come and all that. It's only necessary for you to remember these formulae. Because maybe you'll be using the differentiation of tan x will be using, I'm not sure about the others. Differentiation of sin x is cos x, differentiation of cos x is minus sin x, differentiation of tan x is sec square x, differentiation of sec x is sec x into tan x, and etc and etc. Okay, these are not common, only first three are common. That is differentiation of sin x is cos x, and differentiation of cos x is minus sin x, and differentiation of tan x is sec square x. That's it. Are you okay? One thing, students, last part of the topic, that is integration. Let me clear one point here. Integrate again, how did it come, why did it come, and all that, that's not important for you. Basically, we are going to propose some formulae and you are going to learn them by heart. That is important because in the 12th you have the full details of how the formula comes and how you exactly get the answer and all that. That is in the 12th standard maths part. It has nothing to do with physics, students. Are you okay what I'm saying? Now, integration is what? Integration is exactly reverse process of differentiation. Simple. Differentiation is large part is subdivided into smaller parts. Integration is exactly opposite to that. We take smaller parts together and we form a large part, like national integration. That is what India is formed, irrespective of the religion, irrespective of the communities, irrespective of the casteism and all that. Okay, like that. Small little pieces come together to form a large piece, and that basically means what is called as integration. Mathematically, we take it in a different way. Okay, how do we take it? Please concentrate here. When we plot a graph of function of x means a factor which depends on x. Students, as x changes, fx also changes, and we get a curvature law of structure. Then what is integration of? This symbol is used. What is integration of fx dx is equal to the area under the curve. Now you may ask me, always hey, you have to stretch s, letter s ला थोड़ा stretch करायचं. That is a symbol of integration, such that when you plot a graph of fx along y-axis and x along x-axis, we get a curve-like structure. The area below this curve. Now what is the area here? I am showing it in the form of rectangles as well as triangles. Look here. So, area under the curve is the sum of the areas of these tiny rectangles together plus the tiny triangles together. So, area under the curve is area of rectangles plus area of the triangles together is what is the integration of fx. Integration means we are going to join these smaller parts together. We get triangles, corresponding triangles, and we get even rectangles as well. That is the area under this typical curve. See here, area under this typical curve here, and that is the sum of the areas of the rectangles and the triangles respectively. That's it. Only this much you are going to remember. Now some formulae regarding integration. हे सिम्बॉल आहे हा मुलांनो. कधीही you should not write the word integration. You should use it as a symbol of like a worm or earthworm or whatever you call, hookworm, ascaris, whatever you call. हे बघा, integration of f1x dx, we'll put here like this, plus integration of f2x dx is equal to total integration of f1x plus f2x dx. Okay, that is integration of f1x separately. Integration of f1x dx plus f2x dx is equal to common integration of f1x plus f2x into dx. Ends the story. Next, integration of k fx dx is what? Is k constant integration, म्हणजे always constant is taken out. Integration of fx dx. Now you may ask me, teacher, हे dx कशाला येतं? Student, that is what we learn in the 12th standard. Okay, tiny small terms are divided, small terms are added or integrated. His small term which is added or integrated, that is this symbol here, a small term integrated. That's it. Now look here, a very common formula which will be using this year. This is a highly common formula you use in your physics, that is integration of x raised to n dx is x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Okay, next formula number 2, even this is important. Integration of 1 upon x dx is natural log of x. Okay, next integration of sin x dx ulta minus cos x. Integration of cos x dx is ulta sin x. Are you okay here? That is what we are going to discuss. Is it fine? So these are the following points regarding integration which you are going to remember. Integration means joining small parts together and forming a large part. Integration is represented by a symbol like this, a stretched S mark. The function of x means the dependent quantity is always represented along the y-axis and the independent quantity is represented along the x-axis. The formula, these formula are important here. That's it. Students, just the detailed physics doesn't recommend. Are you okay? This is more than enough for your physics 11th and 12th standard. This much of calculus part is more than enough for your physics 11th and 12th standard together. One more point I would like to clear here. The questions will not be coming from this part. Nobody will ask you questions regarding calculus part. So whatever question is before calculus, scalars and vectors topic, whatever before calculus, the huge part which is given, that will come in the exams. Clear what I said? Come on. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to begin with the topic number 3. Students, concentrate us topic number 3 here, and that topic 3 of physics is motion in a plane. Students, I have left problems. I'm just waiting for the lockdown to get over so that we can, because this is unlock period going on, I'm just waiting for regular classes to start so that I can take up the problems first and then continue with the syllabus. Students, come on, you are very new to these things. Otherwise, if you are in 12th, I would have taken even the problems also, but you are very new, isn't it? Motion in a plane. We'll discuss something called as motion first. Simple. When is the body said to be performing motion? When it changes its position with respect to time. इथून तिथं गेलं, तिथून आणि दुसरीकडे गेलं. That is called change in position. The change in position of the object is called motion. Motion may be one dimensional. That is motion along a line. Motion in 2 dimensions. That is motion in a plane. where we consider the x and the y axis, and motion in 3 dimensions, that is motion in space, where we consider x axis, y axis as well as z axis. This is what is motion here. ठीक है. Displacement and path length. Displacement, basically, if x1 and x2 are the position vectors of the object. Now what is the meaning of position vectors? The distance from the x-axis. x1 is the distance of one object from the x-axis and x2 is the distance of the other object from the x-axis. That is called as position vector. Then displacement is given as x2 minus x1. Vector x2 minus x1. Path length is also same. Then the point comes, then what is the difference, teacher? Displacement is a vector. Path length is a scalar quantity. Displacement is the minimum distance. Path length is the total distance. Now I'll give you an example. देखो हाँ कितना easy है. This is the origin. बघा हाँ नीट बघा. You know this is positive x-axis. And this is the direction exactly opposite means negative x-axis. हे तर मान्य. समजा the particle is at position A. From position A, the particle moves to position B, covering a distance of 5 meters. From position B, it comes back to position A, covering a distance of 3 meters. What is displacement? Minimum distance. Minimum distance between the initial position and the final position. परत रिपीट करते हैं. टीचर काय सांगते हैं? Get the difference between displacement and path length. This is x-axis. A is the position of the body. From point A, the body moves to point B, covering a distance of 5 meters. Point B, from point B, once it reaches the point B, it remembers that it has something to do with point A and it returns back, covering a distance of 3 meters. So here the displacement is what? The final position minus the initial position, and that is 5 minus 3. This is your displacement, which is 2 meters, which is the distance between the final position, or the, we'll put here like this, the difference between the final position and the initial position. Same if you cover the path length. Path length is what? It is initial to point B, it has proceeded to the point B, covering a distance of 5 meters. And then from B, we don't consider direction because it's a scalar quantity. From point B, it covered a further distance of 3 meters towards A. Towards A again, it may be towards A or it may be away from A. It has covered a distance of 3 meters. So path length is 5 plus 3. Total distance covered. कड़ा फरक मुलानो. Displacement is the distance between the final and the initial position. From A to B 5 meter, from B to A 3 meter. म्हणून ते negative का? Because this is positive x-axis and it's returning back exactly in the opposite direction, so negative. Here it's a scalar quantity. It has nothing to do with the direction. This is initial position plus the total distance, that is 5 plus 3. So path length is 8 meters, whereas displacement is only 2 meters. Ends the story. Okay students, bye for today. Come on, tomorrow I'll continue with the next part.